Most people think their competition is other people, stronger, smarter, more talented people. But the truth is, your real competition is far weaker than you think. Because most people quit. They quit when it gets uncomfortable, they quit when progress gets slow, and they quit when nobody is watching. So if you can just do what they refuse to do, day after day, your competition becomes very easy. You'll notice when you begin something, no matter what path you're on, whether it is to get a good physique, whether it's to learn a skill in the workplace, whatever, you look around and you realize most people will quit when things become uncomfortable, when they have to put in a little bit more effort than they're already putting in. You realize that these people will kind of just fall back to what is comfortable to them. They won't put in that extra effort because they don't want to, they're lazy, they think they're already putting in enough, whatever the case may be. And you realize that these people are really easy to get ahead of. Again, it doesn't matter in what area. It could be your looks, it could be what you wear, the way you speak, whatever, right? You look around in what area you're trying to improve in, and you look and you go, wow, these people are really easy to get ahead of. If I just do this instead of that, then I'm already ahead of them, right? And that discipline alone already puts you ahead of 99% of people. If you just show up day after day, consistently, it doesn't have to be perfect work, it just has to be work. You realize that that discipline that you have already puts you ahead of everyone. When you sit alone by yourself and you think, okay, what can I do to improve this skill? And you go out there and you improve on it by doing it, you realize that it is so easy to get ahead. And you realize that your competition is really nobody, right? And yes, it may be harsh, me sitting here saying, oh, your competition is weak, your competition is easy to beat, but it's very, very true. In the workplace is one of the best examples, because if you're doing what you need to do and you're putting in the work and you're just showing up day after day, you look at the guy that maybe started around the same time as you, or even you looked up to at one point, and you look and you go, wow, I'm better than you, and I really didn't have to do much, but I was just disciplined, I was consistent. And your consistency will beat someone's talent every single time. We all know the saying that hard work beats talent, and that is very much true. Yes, there are some points where talent will beat the hard work, and that's up for debate, but 99% of the time it is the hard work, the consistency, the discipline that'll beat the natural, God-given talent every time. Because when you show up day after day, you're putting in the reps, whether it be physically, mentally, whatever, and that will beat talent on the big stage, right? And again, it's very, very easy to just show up day after day, do the work, compared to the guy that maybe rocks up to work and then, half drunk, or they've been smoking or something, and yeah, they might be good, but they're not going to be as good as you, right? And your competition will chase dopamine instead of progress. Your competition will chase what makes them happy, what makes them feel good, rather than progress in what needs to be done. They will do what they want to do because it makes them feel good. You do what you want to do because you've got to. You've got to do it. You've got to do the hard thing in order to make progress. And most people will talk about their goals, but they'll never start. A lot of people, even people I talk to, you notice that when they talk about what they want to do. They talk about, oh, I want to go to uni and get this degree, and then I want to do this and that. But you'll notice that, a month, 2, 3 months pass and they haven't done anything about it. And it's kind of funny to look at because, again, you might have a conversation with these people and they might point out, oh, I need money to go to uni, I'm too broke, blah blah blah. You might actually point out some things that they can do in order to progress them through their life, right? But it's funny because you do that and then again time passes and you realize they haven't done any of it. But again, that's your competition. You can literally sit there and tell them what to do. You can sit there and be like, okay, if you're broke, go get another job or go do this and go do that. Find a way to make more money. And then use that money to, do this or do that, right? But you'll notice that they won't do it because, again, when things get uncomfortable, they will kind of just fall back to what makes them comfortable. They won't take that leap. They won't grow, essentially, and it's infuriating, especially when you want people to succeed. But unfortunately, that is life. Not everyone's going to be on the same plane as you. Not everyone's going to have the same thoughts or the same capability as you, right? And I don't know, it's just one of those things where I've had people I talk to and they tell me things and I'm like, alright, why not do this, why not do that? And then they're like, yeah. And again, they just don't do anything about it. But again, people are just like that. You can't change them. Don't try to change them. Just separate yourself from them because you don't want to be around these people. You realize that the bar is lower than you think. Trust me. And for me, this probably clicked into place about a year ago. But I remember I was, improving myself, how I speak, how I hold myself, how I think, how I act. And I remember there was one moment where there was a fella that's, older than me, and he was acting like a little child. And I remember in this moment, I was looking at him and I was thinking, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you acting so emotional? Why are you acting like a kid? And I just remember thinking like that. And that's when it clicked. It clicked that that's my competition. I know that everything is not a competition, right? I should probably preface that to begin with. Not everything is a competition. But in that moment, I just remember, because again, I was trying to improve how I hold myself and how I act, and seeing this guy act like a kid, I was like, alright, I'm way better than you. And it's just that easy. It's so easy. But it's also one of those things where when you see someone act a certain way that goes against how you act or how you want to act, you see someone else act in that bad way, you kind of look at them and you're just like, why are you doing that? Like, I couldn't even comprehend it at the time why this guy was kind of crashing out for no reason. I honest to God could not comprehend why this guy was full crashing out and acting like a kid, because he was like a grown-ass man. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's literally no point in doing that. But again, the bar is so much lower than you think. You might think someone is up here, yet in reality they are down here, because in certain situations they handle it poorly. They might talk poorly, they might hold themselves badly, right? But again, when you realize it, it becomes so easy to just thump everyone. When you realize that not everyone thinks like you, not everyone acts like you, good, because they are just so easy to just roll over and beat in whatever area you are going to succeed at. Few people are willing to suffer in silence. Few people are willing to go on a path, stay on it, but then go through the ups and downs without telling anyone, because not everyone needs to know whether you're up, and not everyone needs to know when you're down. So just going through the suffering, the pain, the growing process in silence. Not many people can do that, because you notice nowadays a lot of people will just tell you everything. You might not even know them well, and they'll just tell you this, that, and the other, and you're just like, why are you telling me this? This is not something I need to know, it's not something I care about, and it's probably something you should keep to yourself, because if you were to fail, or if I were to bring it up, and you tell me that you fail, it's like, well, that's a shame, isn't it? One of the final things I'll leave you guys with is your real competition is the version avoiding effort. It's the version of yourself avoiding the uncomfortable. Your real competition is you. Other people do not matter. You might look at someone on social media in your daily life and be like, wow, they are the person I want to be, or be the person I want to beat. Whatever it may be. But you've got to realize, in certain areas, you're going to stop them. Your competition is so easy to beat. But you realize that your competition is really nobody other than yourself. When you try to beat yourself, when you try to get better and better and better, you look back at these other people you regarded as competition prior, and you'll realize that they really weren't your competition to begin with. They might have been at the start, but then now they're nobody. You're on a different level compared to them. Now, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you all so much for watching, and you're already doing what most people won't. So if you're serious about becoming better every day, hit subscribe and join the channel. And if you want early access to every video, make sure you guys check out the Patreon link down below. We're building something here, quietly and consistently. But all that being said, thank you again so much for watching. Hopefully you all did take something away from this video. Catch you all next one.